Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is me, your English language instructor, Muhammad Hasnain, once again with all of you people today here. People say that Islamabad's people have enjoyed life to the fullest while it is the peak of summer, the peak of hotness or warmth, or you can say just a total warm climate. In Islamabad, it's not even that warm. It's a bit of a chill weather. Even though you may sweat a lot, you may have a lot of those problems, but it's quite cold in comparison to the other places that you may see round about. Now, what's the reason for all this coldness and what's the reason for all the hotness in other cities? Let me give you an example. Karachi, Lahore, some of the hottest places. Multan, the hottest place. Why is Multan the hottest place? It is a desertous place. It doesn't has lots of greenery. It's pretty much a desert. It's pretty much just rocks and mountains and caves and stuff like that. So what's the problem there? Lots of times people don't notice this, but Islamabad is full of greenery. Here right now we are in Lizard Park, and here the diversity of plants and trees is way more than any place you'd normally find nowadays. It's beautiful, has diverse trees, has a lot of stuff, and this is just one example of all the stuff that we can have or we do have. This is just a simple example I'm giving you guys. In Islamabad, pretty much every area has lots of trees, lots of plants and lots of stuff. Every single place you go, there has to be a green belt where there is a lot of plants. Now, what do these plants do? These take in carbon dioxide, which creates warmth, which creates hotness. It takes in that carbon dioxide, that lack of oxygen, and it creates more oxygen. Now, let me give you something a little bit scientific. The problem is that oxygen is cold. For example, if you go to places like Murray, or if you go to places like Gilgit-Baltistan or some other areas, and the cold areas of that place, you'll experience that your breathing is better there. You're able to breathe more because oxygen is generally colder, and in colder areas there is less carbon dioxide in comparison to warmer areas. Warmer areas there's more carbon dioxide, so that's why it's warmer rather than being colder, because of the lack of lack of oxygen, in simple words. What does all this have to do? If we want to change, or if we want to develop our countries, our places, our cities into better places, into better cities that are more climate friendly, we'll have to build and we'll have to make lots of plants and trees. This is the only solution we have. Nature is the way for everything to be fixed. Nature is the only reason we can fix everything. Nature is like the mother of everything. It does everything for us. What are trees? Trees are a part of nature. When we cut down nature and try to do our own stuff with it, it won't work out. But when there is nature, it will work out. Nature is what does the work for us. It's not even that much of a big deal. The problem is nature wants you to let him help, let him stay, flourish, and let him grow into bigger places, into bigger partial areas. But what we do is we cut down the roots of nature, we cut down the capabilities of nature, and think that we are very smart beings. We know better than what's actually natural and what's actually something that's good for the people. We don't know that actually. So we always just think that cutting down trees and building more and more houses will make places better. But the reality is, the more mountains, the more trees and the more places you cut down, the less the climate friendly a country will be, and the more hotness, the more warmth will be experienced in that territory, in that place, in that area. So the problem is, we need to change that, please. What I want you to do is, if you are anywhere, if you have a house, if you have a garden, if you have any place, plant trees. Don't cut them down. Try to plant as much trees as possible so that we can have a better and more bright future for Pakistan, for Islamabad, for Lahore, Pindi, or whatever city you are for humanity and for ourselves. That was all, and Allah Hafiz.